Hey guys, it's Maymay, and yesterday in our live show, someone asked what paper piecing was, and I've done a paper piecing video before, but I thought it'd be cool to show you these shoes paper piece because they're gorgeous. Let's just be honest, I love it. These are the shoes from our Walk in Love stamp set, which we talked about in detail Thursday. These are the two shoes I want to paper piece. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create for myself a base layer, which is kind of like the piece I'm going to be gluing all my little pieces to. So the first thing I need to do is I need to stamp these guys down and give myself a base to glue all of the paper pieced pieces to, okay? So I'm just going to create for myself kind of a coloring background. And what that means is I'm going to be coloring with pattern paper. You'll see what I mean. That's what paper piecing does. So I'm just going to ink these guys up just really quick and stamping them on just white paper. Now we're going to ink them and stamp them on other pages in just a second, but those are my bases, okay? Now what I've done is I found these two pieces that I want to be on my shoes. I think they're so cute. I want this to be on the man shoe and this to be on the woman shoe. So I'm going to take the man shoe and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it right here. Matter of fact, I can move it around to get more pattern if I want. Wherever I want that pattern to land, I think that's a good spot. So I'm going to stamp that down there, and we're going to cut away some of the image inside there and do a little pattern inlay. I think I'm going to stamp this one more time down here in case I don't like the way that pattern looks while I'm here so I don't have to come back. Let's just see if I can get a little more plaid in there. I think that'll do it. You'll see what I'm talking about when I go to cut these out. All right, so there's my man shoes. Let's do these shoes. I think this polka dot will be cute. By the way, this paper I'm using came from the Man Card paper pack. So if you have that paper pack, I'm not sure if we have it anymore, but if you have some, it'd be a good pack to choose from. All right, so those look good to me because I want to pull those polka dots out of the middle right there. All right, the other thing I want to do is I want to stamp these guys one more time on this brown. I'm thinking about using some of the brown as one of the colors. When you're paper piecing, you kind of just imagine your paper as like a crayon or a marker, and you pick your colors like that. So if you want your sole to be a color, or you want different images or different parts of the image to have different colors, you're picking patterns to go into those places. That'll make sense in a minute. I'm trying to make it make easier sense, but I don't know that it is. All right, so let's ink this guy up. And I might even bring in one more paper because I really like the way this brown looks as the sole, but I think it might look really cool on black too. So let me get a piece of black real quick. And honestly, you wouldn't even have to paper piece this part. Since I'm just using black, I could just color it. But I say for what we're doing, let's just see what happens. These are going to be really hard for you to see on camera. Well, maybe not. You can see that pretty good. So there's one. And let's do the guy shoe again. Okay, so now I'm going to decide which pieces are going to be what. So I'm going to get my cutter bee scissors because these are the ones I like to use for my fussy cutting. And for this black, I'm going to let the sole be all I need. So what I'm going to do is just cut the sole away on this image. So I'm just running my scissors right along the edge of the sole. And I'm going to cut that off. This is then going to be what lays at the bottom of my little image over there that I did like my coloring sheet. Okay, so there's a piece of it. Let me cut this off here. I love paper piecing. I just think it's so pretty. It turns out really, really neat when you're finished too. So I'm gonna cut this guy away here, right to the edge of your stamped image. Kind of hard on this black. Take your time with this. This is one of those where you want to be pretty precise with your cutting. So now see, although that piece looks crazy by itself, when I bring it over here, it will fit right inside of the piece here of the shoe, and it will color that section. I'm gonna try to get to see how cool that is. It's so cute, I love it. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Keep our pieces kind of together over here. So now, since I have this section, I need to get that little piece right there. So I'm gonna go back to it, and I'm gonna cut this piece out. This is one of those projects that we like to call make a fuss. You probably wouldn't mass produce this card, or this project, this would be like a focal point. You probably wouldn't mass produce this as a card, but it's funny if you just want to do one or two, or just kind of play fashion designer, because that's what it feels like you're doing. All right, so now I have that little piece, and it will go right here. Oh, that's cute. All right, so I have more pieces to cut out. So I got all my little pieces cut out, and this color is called Garlic Clove from my Nuvo markers. And what I'm going to do here is all the places I want that I didn't paper piece, but I want to be a color, I'm going to use this marker for that. And I thought I would do it now before I start to apply the paper pieces, because that way if I get out of the line, it won't matter. Now I made a mistake and used my Versamark instead of my Versa Fine instead of a ink that's made for alcohol markers. So this might smear a little bit, but I really am just trying to show you how this process works, how you do paper piecing. So I'm not going to stress about that for the video. But if you're going to do that, if you think you're going to color, you'll want to remember what ink you use might matter. So instead of rubbing this, I'm tapping it to keep from smearing the ink too bad. But these alcohol markers will smear VersaFine ink or a pigment ink. You need to use a dye ink with these. But hindsight, right? I could restamp these. Why didn't I just restamp them? I don't know. Don't want to waste them. And I'm going to color that buckle different too. So basically, I'm just doing all the little design, the little trim pieces in this color. I think I'm going to color the inside in this color as well. So now that I got all my trim pieces colored and I've got my pieces cut, I'm going to take some glue and I'm just going to start to color with my cut pieces, if that makes sense to say it like that. So I'm going to put some glue in where my pieces go. And I'm scrubbing that glue around. I know it looks like I'm using a lot, but I'm not. I'm scrubbing it around. And I'm just going to place a piece down. This is where it's just so fun. It starts to come to life. all your little pieces, and oh, it's so cute. So there's a plaid piece on that shoe. That's so cute. Vince would totally wear these plaid shoes. I'm serious. My husband would love these. He's a big shoe fan, and my son Thomas. They would wear these in a second. So scrub some glue around. Lay this piece in here. So see how I mean, like you're just coloring with pattern paper? And it doesn't have to be pattern paper. It could be solid, but I think it's cute to take advantage. Look how cute that is. I think it's cute to take advantage of the pattern paper where you can. All right, next piece. So this piece will slide right in here. And if you're like me and you use the cardstock, it really kind of locks in place like a puzzle. It's really cool. So there's a brown piece on our shoe. And let's do another brown piece over here. And it looks like I forgot to cut 2 brown pieces, so let me go cut those real quick and we'll assemble that as well. So there they are all paper pieced, and now I'm going to cut them out. So now I'll just go around the edge and cut these guys out, and I'll have 2 pairs of paper pieced shoes. So there they are, all paper pieced, and I want to show you something else I think looks really cool on them, and that is if you take some crystal glaze or glossy accents or any of those kinds of things, and you just kind of flood them and let them dry, the shininess is so pretty on them. So I'm going to do that and let these guys dry. But let me get them all flooded with the glossy accents, and then I'll bring them up where you can see them in the camera. I said glossy accents. I don't know why I said that. That's another brand. This one is Crystal Glaze from Nuvo that I'm using. We carry this one in the store. I don't have glossy accents in the store. Make sure you get all of the spots. Just kind of look from side to side. And see, there's a little spot I didn't even see. And you want to touch up the spots with this while it's wet. If you wait till it dries, you can kind of get you can kind of tell that you've touched up. So just kind of look around, make sure you got all the little air bubbles like so. And it looks cloudy now, but it will dry clear. And when it does, these are ready for a card. They are so cute. Let me show you. They'll have that little shimmer. They're adorable. I love how these turned out. So that is what paper piecing is. Now I'm going to have to let these dry before they can go on a card. But there you go. You guys were asking, and I wanted to make sure I showed you. And so that is how you paper piece, and that's using those cute shoes. I would totally wear these shoes, and my husband would totally wear these. I hope you enjoyed that. If you paper piece, I want to see it. Head to our customer gallery and share with me what you're doing. Just post your picture there for us to see. We actually have a contest going for this particular stamp set. If you post a project using this stamp set, you can be entered to win a $50 gift card to our store. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and a great new year, as I am now off for the new year, and I'll be back Wednesday the 2nd. Thanks so much. Have a great one. Bye-bye.